So yesterday, one of my students made this really great landscape using Sketchpad.io, and that inspired me. There's a lot of different ways you can approach this. I'm going to approach it using kind of a line art technique. So I'm a big fan now of this path tool, which I didn't understand how to use until recently. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a new document. If you want to look like mine, and you're going to change the width to 1200 by just highlighting it and then typing in 1200. Okay, and then on the bottom you're going to type in 800. I've noticed some people have a really weird error where they can't delete the first number. So what you can do is you can move over to that number, then change it to the first number, and then you can add the second two numbers. I don't know why that's happening. I apologize if that's happening for you. You can also choose lined paper, notebook paper, blueprint paper. So if you'd like to have a grid or something, you can. I like the blank canvas, so I'm going to stick with that for now. And then I'm going to I use the magnifying glass and I click this square zoom to fit. And I want that so that I can sort of see what I'm doing on my screen. And I even like to have a little gray space on the outside. So it depends on your screen size. If it's really small, you might not want to do that. It might be too complicated. Okay, so now the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a basic mountain with a sky as a background. So this could be something for an animation you're gonna make or whatever. So I'm gonna use the path tool. I'm gonna make sure that its fill is crossed out. So I'm gonna click on that teardrop and turn it to no fill. And I'm gonna set the outline to the color I want. It should be black. And I would set the size of your brush to, 5 to 10, somewhere in there. So you have a nice thick line. And I'm going to click outside of the gray area first, and I'm going to just I'm going to click to here, and then I'm going to go over here. And if you notice that when the red turns, it says bend line. When I get in the middle of the line with my mouse, I can bend it up like that. And then I'm going to continue my line. Look at that, it actually continues that bend, which is kind of cool. And then if I want, I can bend that part. I'm gonna just keep it so it's sort of natural. I don't wanna make it too crazy. I'm gonna go off the screen right there, and I'm gonna bend it up like this. I wanna keep those lines looking sort of, and you can do this too. You can actually tell it, how are you gonna handle that bend? And that's a little weird for a mountain range in the background, so I wanna try to keep it sort of smooth looking. And this one looks a little weird, so maybe I'll try that one too. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm gonna hit enter, and that commits those changes. Now look at this. There's a reason I have drawn a line in the middle. It's like the horizon, right? So now I'm gonna fill the sky with a color, and I'm gonna go to my bucket tool, and I'm gonna make sure it's on pixel fill. Vector fill fills the whole screen. Pixel fill will fill all the pixels that are touching. So the reason I have cut off this area and gone off the edges is so that there's no opening, because if there's even a tiny opening, it'll spill through, just like water would spill through any opening in a cup or a plate or whatever. So I'm going to change this color. I'm going to switch to linear mode or radial, either one. Linear is kind of cool for sky, and this looks like a sky color to me. And then I'm going to click once, and you can drag that out, and look at that. That creates, and you can decide which way you want those colors to go. I'm actually going to go like this, kind of like the sun is rising. And do you see how it stays on the top side of that line? Also, make sure your tolerance is, I don't know, I'd say somewhere in the 50% range if it's not already there. And then you're gonna hit enter to commit those colors. And that gives it a really cool sky color. And then down here, you know what, I'm gonna make this a little multi-layered. I'm gonna go back to my path tool. I'm gonna have a ground layer as well. I'm gonna go straight across and just click and maybe bend it like just a tiny bit. And then I'm gonna even make that line a little skinnier, maybe like that. Enter. Okay, so this bottom area is gonna be, I'm gonna make it linear here, but I'm gonna go with a green color like this. And that's gonna be, oops, that didn't do what I wanted. Oh, I'm still on path tool. Gotta get to the pixel tool. There we go. And then linear, I'm gonna look for like a greenish color. So that's like my grass. I'm gonna hit enter. And then these are gonna be mountains. I'm gonna pick a brownish color. Look at that. I love it. It's like this kind of 3D mountain range thing. I'm gonna do that one more time because I don't like how there was some lines in there. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe I want to flip it around. Maybe I want the light at the top of the hills. I can move this whole thing. Kind of like the lights coming down the mountain there. And you can play with that for forever. But look at that. It's just a kind of a nice background. Now you can add other details like maybe some trees or some clouds. And tell me what you do. And by the way, you've got all kinds of tools here. You've got these shapes. I wonder if there's even a cloud shape. Is there a cloud shape? No. But there's tools that will do that. So let's switch back to the tools and maybe like, well, let's see. Oh, fur. I wonder what fur would look like. No. Although it's kind of cool though. I like the fur tool. Paintbrush. Actually, that's more cloudy looking. Now I just need the right color. So I'm going to change it to like a white color. Maybe this color. Yeah, let's try that. And notice it's blurred here. That blur actually helps you see that. It's going to look more cloudy. I don't know if I like that line in the middle of it. I don't know. It kind of looks like paper. Can I change where that is? No, I don't know. But I kind of dig it. I don't know. How do I get rid of that line? Maybe I just go to a solid color. Maybe I just go to like a gray. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, I'm just gonna color over those lines with a little gray. So this gives it my clouds a little thickness. Make them a little more gray at the bottom, but I'm gonna get rid of that line. See that? You can solve most problems by just, in art, by adding a layer. I don't know. I'm not an art teacher, so I don't know if I can speak to that. But and then can I select those? Look at that. I can even select those things, and I can move them. It's nuts what you can do in this program. If you hold down Control, you can actually select multiple parts and move them together and resize them and tweak around with them. I could click on this and move that. I'm gonna Control Z and try to get it back. I don't like that, but so there you go. I've created a little landscape, and you can do this with lots of different things. Make a city landscape, make a beach, make the surface of the moon so that the sky would be dark and you would put dots for stars. Really, it's open to your creativity. So anyway, there is a landscape, and I'd love to see what you come up with. Maybe try making my landscape first and then make your own custom landscape, and we'll see what other people come up with. All right, Mr. Giles, have a great day. And by the way, this is sketch.io/sketchpad. It's working right now as of September 2020. It's free, and you should definitely check it out.